So we're here, we're going to replace that faucet and see if that then fixes the issue that we've been having with the toilet. I'm going to replace the faucet with this standard Moen faucet that I picked up at Home Depot. And it comes with its own risers, which means I can return the risers that I bought at Home Depot. Great. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's get started. And hopefully it stops that ridiculous noise that the toilet makes every time that you flush it. But we'll see. Alright, first things first. Okay, now I'm going to just start loosening the, no. Okay, I'm going to take you down here. You need to see this. It's nothing too bad. It's just, well, you need a better shot. Okay, so you can see that we have both hot and cold coming out. But again, there's only cold water in this cottage because we don't actually have any way to heat the water. But they just have it wired up both as cold. The problem with this is that for me to take apart the sink, obviously, I need to turn off the water because we don't have shut-off valves for these. But I bought shut-off valves that will just attach onto here because very convenient when you want to do things like this to have shut-off valves, but instead of getting shut-off valves that will actually attach to the pipe, I just got ones that create an extension here. Here they are. And the way that these work is this is going to screw on there instead, and then the risers from the sink will screw onto the top. This isn't really anything about sustainable living or off the grid. This is just basic plumbing. So I was hoping to not have to, or not show you this until a later video, but because really I should have just turned off the water upstairs instead of turning the power off, because I forgot we have this. It's a pressurized tank, and so you can see that over here the line comes in from the lake. This is the electricity going to the pump, going out there, and then it goes through a conduit. It goes down through underneath the ground to the lake, and then powers a pump down by the lake. The water comes back up through here through this filter, which I haven't gotten to yet, through this leaky spot right there, which needs to be fixed. Gets pressurized in the tank and then pressurizes the system for the water, and you can see the pressure gauge here. This is the just a piece that you use to open up the filter, the sediment filter. The overall plans are to upgrade this system to put in a hot water heater, an on-demand hot water heater that is electricity, that doesn't need any electricity. And I've priced out a few of those, hoping to get that done in the next few months. And then also having shutoffs for each of the different systems. And so when you're plumbing a house or a cottage, put in shutoffs. It makes this situation much easier for the next people that are going to be doing any work like changing a faucet. The fact that I have to go through this amount of work just to turn the water off is ridiculous. And of course, what I've now noticed is there's no shutoff for the entire house. So I actually do have to keep the power off and bleed the system. Although, I found this is a, looks like it's just shooting water down into the ground underneath the cottage, which isn't the biggest deal because this is technically the outside. So instead of going back upstairs and bleeding it through the kitchen sink, I'm going to just bleed it here. Although having a valve that I could have turned the water off right here would have been super helpful. But you know, it's not how it's going to happen. Anyway, let's turn off the water, or let's bleed it. I just found out that there's a bird's nest here. And I have a feeling that there's some eggs. And the mama bird is getting very mad at me that I'm under here. And she's yelling at me. Or, not really yelling, she's a very cute bird. She's asking me very politely to leave. Okay, so the water is opened up underneath the cottage, so it should be bleeding. I'm gonna turn it on here. Yep, nothing coming out. Okay, the shutoffs are on. I'm gonna turn them off. So, valves are now closed. I'm gonna go back underneath the cottage to turn that valve off that we used to bleed it underneath there, and then come back on and turn the power back on. And the pump will kick back in and fill that pressure tank back up with water. Power is back on. Water valves are shut off. I have to just finish taking off this faucet. It should just pull back out. Ah, an ant. Ants. Sorry. It's not very monkish of me. But I also don't want ants in here. Well, I should be using my tape measure, but I'm kind of just eyeballing it. Let's just see. From there to there is right to the E. Ah, that's pretty close. Let's continue going through. Let's just make sure there's nothing underneath that's gonna get destroyed by this. Okay. No, we're good. I don't have a vacuum, which would be super useful right now. If you can see that. Oh, whenever you're working over a sink, always good tip, make sure that the drain catchers are in, or else you get very, very upset. Okay, let's turn the faucets on, the valves on, and see what happens. Nothing! Nothing happens! That's actually exactly what we wanted. No leaks. Great. Okay, let's check up there. Quick check underneath. Alright, now we're cooking with gas. Or we are washing with water, I guess is more accurate. Okay, and then last but not least, I'm gonna go push that thing on the toilet. We'll see if we get that crazy noise out of this. I'm assuming not, we've already done the test once. Let's check it again. Nice. Okay, job number 1 complete.